going to bring them out and let you see them now. It's where you won't get tickled because this is a serious occasion. But we want to let you see them where you'll understand. And we'll start off with Joanna. She's a follower of Christ. Cassandra, a Roman girl and friend of Joanna. Helena, older sister of Cassandra. Marius, a Roman sentry, brother of Cassandra and Helena. Julian, a Roman sentry. The angel, Carl Boyette. And our scripture reader will be King Hall today. We didn't want any laughing when our soldiers came out. That's why we brought them out first and let you know who they were. I want you to, before we close the curtains and start the program, I want you to stop and think back to what went on in Jesus' day. What happened to him, I want you to visualize it in your mind and think of what he went through for you and I. And how much blood he shed and how the sin took on him. That we might have a better life. And I want you to think about this as the program starts. Pull the curtains. Jerry, would you turn off the lights, please?
Jesus sitting down, they watched him there, and set up over his head his accusation written, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." Then there were two thieves crucified with him, one on the right hand and another on the left. When they had passed by, reviled him, wagging their heads, and saying, "Thou that destroyest the temple and buildest it in 3 days, save thyself. If thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross." Likewise also the chief priests, mocking him, with the scribes and the elders, said, "He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the King of Israel, let him come down now. Let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God. Let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God." The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani." That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, "This man calleth for Elijah." And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar, and put it on the reed and gave him to drink. The rest said, "Let be, let us see whether Elijah will come to save him." Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks went. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Now when the centurion and they that were with him watching Jesus saw the earthquake, and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, "Truly this was the Son of God." And many women were there beholding afar off, which followed Jesus from Galilee, went unto him, among which was Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James and Jose, and the mother of Zebedee's children. Joseph had taken his body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out of the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre, and departed. And there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary sitting over against the sepulchre. Now the next day that followed the day of the preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, "Sir, we remember that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, He is risen from the dead. So the last error shall be worse than the first." Pilate said unto them, "Ye have a watch, go your way, make it as sure as you can." So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting the watch. stone from the door, and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him the keepers did shake, and became as dead men.
they took this Jesus of Joanna's and nailed him to a Roman cross to die in agony between two thieves. It was because he was guilty of treason against the Roman government. You cannot afford to become involved with this group of people.
Oh, Helena, do not mention the crucifixion. I cannot bear to think of it because it was a terrible mistake. Jesus was not guilty of treason. His deliverance was not from wrong, but from sin. He came to deliver people from lives filled with sin and teach them to live pure, clean lives filled with love. He did not cry for freedom from wrong. He cried for repentance from sin.
If he was so innocent of the charges of treason, why was he found guilty?
Joanna says that the chief priests were jealous of the influence he had with the people and feared he would destroy their power over the Jews. They plotted to have him crucified and let the Romans take his money. Even Marius believes that this is true. He says that Pilate was pressuring his decision.
I do not much care what Mario thinks. He's been influenced by all the talk he's heard from you and Joanna. I'm beginning to think he secretly believes all this rubbish too. He certainly put up an argument when he was told to take his turn guarding the tomb last night.
I cannot blame him for being opposed to guarding the tomb of the Son of the Almighty Jehovah.
Oh, Cassandra, you are ridiculous. If there were a Jehovah and if he sent his son to earth to die for men's sins, then how could mortal man possibly destroy this Messiah? Let me hear your answer to that one.
If Jesus was the Messiah, they did not destroy him. Marius, I have been worried about you. Where have you been?
I've been to see the chief priest of the Jews. All the seniors there on guard duty at the tomb was called there after Julia and I told the morning it happened. I slipped out to run home and tell you.
Tell us what?
Cassandra, what I have to tell you is incredible, but it happened. I saw it with my own two eyes.
Tell us quickly, Marius.
Indeed, tell us before we die of curiosity.
Julia and I took our turns at guard duty last evening, as we were ordered. I was edgy about the duty, but the two sentries who replaced said the night had been uneventful. They were sure we would have a dull night. After the other sentries left, Julia and I had a look around the area. The tomb was in a lovely garden, and in the moonlight even the tomb itself was a thing of beauty. A huge stone had been put before the entrance of the tomb, and we checked the seal of the governor. All seemed to be in order. We then took our places outside the tomb. We talked for a while. It became quiet as the night deepened. Our orders were that we both stand guard duty all night, but Julia and I decided we could chance the night each. I stood guard while Julian slept a while. Later I awoke him. I slept a while. As the dawn approached, Julian awoke. He feared someone might check on us. The morning dawned with special freshness and a feeling of anticipation. We both sensed this and commented concerning it. We were silently taking in the beauty of the day when the earth beneath our feet began to tremble. At first the vibration was small and hardly noticeable. Then the sound almost like thunder began to build. The area around the tomb was shook as another earthquake. Julia and I at once looked toward the tomb. The stone was slowly rolling from before the door. It was as some giant hand was gently pushing it away. When it was moved aside and the entrance was fully open, we saw upon the stone sat something with the vague appearance of a man. His garment was dazzling white and he shone like lightning. Julia and I were paralyzed with fear. We both collapsed to the ground. When we finally arose, the garden was quiet as it had been earlier. Nothing was changed except the seal was broken, and the stone was standing beside the door, as if the door of the tomb. We cautiously entered the tomb and found that it was empty.
Empty?
Empty.
But how can it be?
I don't know how it could be, but it was. The chief priest, Julia and I run to the chief priest and reported what had happened.
Why did you report to the chief priest rather than the Pilate?
It was the chief priest who had ordered the guard, and Pilate was the only one that silenced.
Why did the chief priest want the guard placed at the tomb?
It seems that they'd heard some talk about Jesus' father, saying that he might rise from the dead. He was supposed to rise on the third day. The chief priest wanted the guard until after then.
This is the third day, Marius.
Yes, I know,
Now you listen to me, you two converted Jews. That traitor to Rome was not a god. He did not come back to life after a Roman crucifixion. I am the eldest in this house, and I will not have another word about this. Marius, when you received your orders to come for a period of duty in Jerusalem, it was I who was anxious to accompany you. I convinced our father that it would be in our best interest if Cassandra and I were to come with you and make a home for you here. Cassandra has never been acquainted with the right people, and I thought here in Jerusalem it would be easier to break into the better part of the Roman society. But what has happened? Cassandra has made her friends among those peasant Jews and has accepted their absurd religion. And now you, Marius, are about to throw away the chances for a brilliant military career for a dream you had about something in white and a dead risen man.
Cassandra, what did the Jews call the heavenly being?
Angels?
Angels, that's it. It must have been an angel.
Silence! I forbid such talk!
Joanna, how glad am I to see you.
Cassandra, I have news for you. Can I come in?
Please come in. What is your news? Perhaps if it is about Jesus, it will interest me also.
It is about Jesus. How did you know?
Do not mind that just now. What is your news?
Jesus, Cassandra, Jesus has risen from the dead. By all the gods in the heavens, must I hear all this again?
There is only one God in one heaven. You will hear it again. Pay no attention to her, Joanna. How do you know Jesus is risen?
I must have seen an angel.
You saw an angel?
Marius was on duty this morning. He saw an angel roll away the stone.
Certainly he did, and Joanna heard an angel speak, and I expect any moment now an angel will knock on our door and tell us all the good news.
I have some real news for you, Mario.
Well, you're certainly no angel, but you do have news. Make it good, Julian. It will be hard to top what I've heard already today.
I just came from a meeting of the chief priests and elders. They made a deal with the centuries. We are to say the son of Jesus' disciples came during the night and rolled a stone away from the tomb and stole the body.
That's not true, Julian. You saw what happened as well as I.
Listen to the rest, Mario. In return to tell my story, they gave us each a bag of silver. All the centuries are going to stick together and back up our story. The chief priest has promised us protection if the governor finds out the body is missing. We could be in real trouble for letting the body get away while we're on duty. But this way, we're not only sure of protection, but have a tidy sum of silver in our money bag. What do you say to that, Mario?
I say it's wrong. No one stole away the body.
but it was gone when we looked. How did you suggest it got away? He said, walk.
Walk.
Why?
Jesus walked out of the tomb after the angel rolled away the stone. Joanna was there after we left, and she said that the angel told her that she shouldn't look for Jesus among the dead, but among the living.
Does he believe that?
It would appear so.
Very well. Believe what you will, but you can still have your silver if you go to chief priest and get promise to tell their story.
I cannot do that, Julia. I can't tell their story, neither will I lead them to believe that I will. But I do have a story to tell, and I intend to tell it.
Will you tell what you saw, Mario? Will you come with me and tell all the others? We're spreading the news of this resurrection to all the authorities in Jerusalem. What you experienced, what you witnessed, will help others to believe.
I want to go too. I did not see nor hear an angel, but I want to tell others that I believe in Jehovah and in his son Jesus. I want to tell many that he has been my Savior, saving me from myself and what I might have become.
Let's go. Every moment is precious on this planet today.
I knew Miss Sandra being taken in by that little Jewess. Her actions do not surprise me. But I thought Marius was more level-headed than this. To see him turn away silvers in a red shop. What a fool he is.
Is he? I wonder.
And what does that mean?
I was there too this morning. I saw what Mario saw, but I let the silver blur my memory until a few moments ago. Helene, who is the fool? I have chosen to serve the many gods of Rome, the gods of legends, traditions, who change with every turn of fate. Mars is determined to serve the one true God, Jehovah, the God of legends, the God who never changes. He was so concerned with the human affairs that he sent his only son to be sacrificed for mankind. Who is the fool? I have a bag of silver which at best lasts only a short while and then be used up. Mars is something called faith. It will last as long as he uses it. It gives him knowledge of his heart that he can never know the things of his mind. I am a fool. I believe only in myself, and I know I'm a liar. Mars believes in something I could never imagine. He believes in a way of life, perhaps a way of death, and all because he is determined to serve or live to save.
On this beautiful morning of Easter, telling about Jesus' crucifixion, his burial, and his resurrection, I wonder if we've given anything to God that we need to give. God gave it all on the cross when his son came and died for us. He took all the stripes and all the prosecution, anything that could be dished out that should be ours, he took it. He shed his blood. They spit on him and they mocked him. They did anything and they stripped him down naked and hung him up there. They did anything that they could to him. And instead of us taking that, he took it for us. I wonder today, if we're betraying him as Judas did, if we're just doing everything that Judas did, or we just say, no, we didn't have any part of this, but we are. We betray him every day in the way we live, in the way we do, in the way we act, in the way we treat others. And I wonder today, if everyone's heart is in the place that it should be, is it as close to God as they'd If not, we'd like Brother to come forward this time and open the invitation. But you might have a chance before it's too late to make it right in front.
You know, this Easter Sunday morning, what a privilege it be to place our trust in something higher than all the powers of the world. You know, if I could pick to be anything in this world, I'd pick to be a follower of Christ. You know, just thank God today. You know, we're going to sing page 81, and the Lord has done walked here on this earth. And He's went back there to be with His Father. And He wants us to carry on. And so, this one thing I'd like to say to you today is we sing this song, our invitation song. How beautiful in the sight of God it would be if someone would give their life to Christ and say, Lord, I want you to forgive me my sins. And I want you, Lord, to help me to be what you'd have me to be. And Lord, I want you to prepare me because I know in a little while that there's going to be a tomb for me. And I will rise out of that tomb, but